with a beautiful twist on View Your Deal. The View starts right now with Whoopi, Sunny Hostin, Joy Behar, Sarah Haynes, and Jedediah Bila. Now, let's get things started.
Is it me or just me, or does it feel like the entire country is having a bit of a nervous breakdown? I mean, I feel like people are walking down the streets with their hands balled up, and they're just, people are like tense. They're at each other's throats, and pundits are yelling at each other on television, and every political post on social media sparks a raging debate. I mean, has all of that craziness now bled into our everyday life?
Yeah.
You know, going down the street the other day, I was crossing at a green light.
Right.
And the woman was pissed. What the f are you doing? I said, I'm crossing the street at the green light.
That was you? Oh,
that was me.
And she went home and was like, I almost ran over Whoopi Goldberg.
And I just
you were in the right also.
Yeah.
But people are, it feels like they're not paying attention to what they don't. Doesn't feel like they're paying attention to the driving. They're not paying attention to walking down the street. People are walking down the street and they're just, I mean, what's happening?
Well, have you ever heard of workout rage? When you're like on a treadmill and you start to think really irrational, awful thoughts because you're in pain. So you hate everyone, like the way they breathe, the way they look.
I've never experienced that because I don't go on a treadmill.
I'm starting to have it off the treadmill, where I'm like watching news and I'm all of a sudden like it sounds like I'm joking, but I'm actually serious. I'll look and I'll be like, I don't like that shirt. Like I just get like really angry while I'm watching
dopey stuff.
Stupid stuff. And I never used to be this irritable.
So what do you think it is?
I think it's a worldwide nervous breakdown.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I certainly am hyper vigilant, and I'm constantly, like Joy, reading the news. And my son was away in Japan on this wonderful scholar program, and he came back, and I said, did you miss me? He said, of course I missed you, but you sure do talk a lot about Trump. And it was really interesting to me because that was the one thing that he noticed when he was away from me, that he didn't, you know, hear all of this over and over and over.
We have to.
At home.
At home.
Yeah,
At home.
I know. Well, even my grandson, even Luca, said, you know, if he's so bad, why'd they put him in there? He's 6, you know?
Yeah. For me,
but we're in the middle of something very, very important right now. What's going on between Russia and all these people. It's like the country's being run by the Russian mob.
Yeah.
Well, you know? And I was thinking today, I'll just make this one little point. Yeah. Because it reminds me of Watergate, what was going on during Watergate. So those of you who are too young, you should look into it because it's very similar. All of the stonewalling, the denial, cancel the
similar?
The same thing. And in the movie All the President's Men, there's a scene where Woodward and Bernstein talked to Ben Bradley about what they were about to expose about Nixon and all the corruption that's going on. And Bradley says to them, Ben Bradley, who ran the Washington Post, he said, okay, you guys, you're pretty tired, but be careful because, and I'll quote it, nothing's riding on this event except, the First Amendment of the Constitution, freedom of the press, and maybe the future of the country. Yeah. And I say that that is what is happening now.
So do you think that that's part of the
why people
fatigue?
are having a nervous breakdown.
And that's why we're talking about it so much.
I mean, I think part of it for me is technology, that now with social media and with your phone and I'm plugged into news all the time. And I always think back to when my dad was younger. He used to read the morning paper and then he'd watch, you know, a half-hour news show at night, and that was it. And the rest of the time, his brain was turned off to all of that stuff, no matter how good or bad it was. I feel like, and maybe it's my fault, my brain never shuts off. I'm always plugged in. That's part of the stress. Also, I think a lot of people are, the phone. A lot of people are disappointed. I think Democrats are disappointed because they felt they wanted Hillary to win. I think Republicans and a lot of conservatives are disappointed because they feel like Trump is tarnishing the conservative brand. I think people are angry and they're disappointed and they're frustrated, and that just comes out in anxiety that's just directed outward. I know for me, that's what I'm doing. I'm just directing it outward. I'm mad and I don't know where to put it.
They're going to have to put Prozac in the water, is how I see it.
We remained divided after the election, and the main reason is we can all be watching the same thing happening right now and feel very differently. I'm watching it and seeing one thing. Then you watch a story about people that were Trump supporters, and they're like, he's doing a great job, I'm really psyched. The fact that the two realities are so far from each other is part of the problem.
My friend Richard Dreyfuss says that part of the problem also is that because we don't teach civics, people don't recognize the things that shouldn't be happening in our society because they're not things that they've had for the last 45 years taught in school. So I just was wondering if other people were feeling it. And maybe it is all of this crazy news. Like the House Intelligence Committee chair, Devin Nunes, said he will not step down from the Russia investigation as the committee prepares to question Jared Kushner over his meetings with the Russian ambassador and a Russian banker with ties to Putin. What is his father-in-law tweeting about? Why the committee isn't investigating the Clintons' ties to Russia? He calls claims that he has Russian ties a hoax. And one would think, if it is a hoax, don't you want them to investigate and clear your name, my friend?
Yeah, right. That's a good point.
That's a good point.
Because he knows it's not a hoax. He knows it's not a hoax. First of all, we know he's a committed serial liar. So when he says it's a hoax, he means it's not a hoax.
Well, I'm concerned about Nunes meeting on the White House grounds and who was the source that gave him this information, especially because
if it happened
at all. If
it happened. Well, Nunes apparently met with some source that indicated that the Obama administration indeed wiretapped President Trump.
By accident.
By accident, allegedly.
And he's on the Justice. He's the chairman of the Justice Committee.
But you know what's interesting? He was
quoted.
Nunes was quoted in the Washington Post saying that at some point during the transition, he was fielding calls from foreign leaders and ambassadors trying to reach designee Flynn. So it's possible that Nunes himself could have been picked up on a wiretap. So there's such a conflict of interest there for me. He has to step down from the committee.
Well, they're calling for him to recuse himself. And it's very easy. I mean, Jeff Sessions recused himself. And all you have to say is, well, recuse me.
There was an uproar during the campaign when former President Bill Clinton met with Loretta Lynch on the plane. And it was all about the optics.
And
they said to keep trust, we need her to step aside, which she did, and that's when James Comey stepped up. I'm so surprised that that was such a big deal during the campaign. And like Jed, I'm about consistency. Right now, we're having an optics problem. Even if there's nothing to be found, it's eroding the trust of people that Congress can have oversight on itself. So they need to do it just for our faith in the system.
He has to step down.
Also, you know, we were talking about the FOX people yesterday, and I wonder, because they have always been on top of everything, where's their voices in this? Why aren't they saying, hey, listen, you're messing around. There are too many of you involved in this Russian thing. Why isn't Fox screaming about this? They screamed about Benghazi. They screamed about everything else. Why are they silent?
Why do you think?
Well, I don't know. I'm asking.
I haven't been watching that much Fox News lately, but I have heard a lot of commentators calling for investigations, calling for Nunes to recuse himself, calling for investigations into.
Are they whispering
on
it?
Fox?
No, I've heard. I've heard commentators on. You know, I've heard some of the liberal commentators on there too. Juan Williams, Bob Beckel. I mean, people are on there saying if you have a brain right now and you're a functioning person, the word Russia has come up way too many times with this administration. You had Flynn fired. You have Sessions recusing himself because of Russian inquiries. You have now you have Kushner. Kushner had a sit down with the head of Russia's state-owned development bank, and that was a bank that had been sanctioned by the Obama administration. Now, some are arguing, look, this is a private businessman doing private business practices, but he was doing it in December when President-elect Trump at the time already existed. So I'm sorry, but the word Russia, and I have a big problem with the way Putin runs Russia and his violations of human rights and whatnot, that name is showing up too much for me to be comfortable right now.
But the word Russia.
It's too much.
Isn't it strange also that Jared Kushner is now going to head an office in the White House, the Office of Innovation?
What about the Middle East? I thought he was solving that issue.
Well, I think he's solving that issue.
I guess you didn't realize it's finished. Yeah, it's already done. You know, there are good reasons for your hair to be on end.
That's right.
But not for the next hour, because we're here and we'll make you laugh. We'll be right back with more Hot Topics.
Still ahead, TSA outrage. The 2-minute pat-down of a young boy going viral right now that has one mom livid and fighting back. Yeah, the topics here are hot and only getting hotter.
Here we go.
'Cause this is the place where strong people
You're a champion for women's rights and gay rights.
Speak truth to power. Bam, drop the mic.
come to be heard
These are tough times, and we've got to stand up and resist.
and voice their view.
You talk about your weight a lot. You're a very normal-looking girl. In fact, a little bit thin.
A little bit thin's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me, so thank you.
We are View Strong all day long.
You're not going to hear what we do anywhere else.
You tell him, sister.
This is the Emmy-nominated View.
So welcome back. There's another thing happening today that needs to be reported as much as possible. Now, the current administration's executive orders that will dismantle President Obama's environmental regulations. It's a directive that will stop trying to reduce carbon pollution of electric utilities, gas drillers, and coal mines. So, to put this in perspective, we wanted to show you some stuff. Here's what New York City looked like before. That's Manhattan 1973. Okay? That's Manhattan today. There's another one. Let's see.
Where's Manhattan today?
Manhattan today's up
Oh, my
top.
God.
That's Los Angeles in what's in the 70s.
Probably the 70s.
Los Angeles today looks a lot better.
Yeah.
And we'll show you what else, please. There's Beijing today.
Today.
That's what Beijing looks like
Because
today.
it doesn't have the regulations
Because they don't have the
that we put in
regulations.
place
Yeah.
after the 70s.
But I
those
believe
EPA
that the
regulations.
Chinese are trying to reverse
they're
that.
trying to
As
reverse
we
it.
go in the other direction, the Chinese are being more advanced.
Yes, and you know what's really frustrating?
No, what is?
Donald Trump, who sort of flip-flops on climate change, you know he was building that little golf course
In Scotland?
In Scotland. Well, in the permit application, it included an environmental impact statement that explicitly said that they needed to build a seawall to combat global warming and its effects.
Oh, he doesn't want it on his golf
So he
course?
wants to protect his golf
His
course,
golf
his
balls.
business from global warming, but not our country, which is fascinating.
I think
Is it
he has
not?
a lot of pressure, right? Well, from what I'm hearing, he has a lot of pressure from people in states that rely heavily, and energy states, that say that the regulation from the EPA limits job opportunities, that it's basically they're arguing not that they have a problem with regulation existing, but they feel that some of that needs to be left to the states, not the federal government, that it's overreach by the EPA, and then also that it's over-regulation. There's waste, there's fraud, abuse within the EPA that
Yes.
costs taxpayers a lot of money and doesn't have a benefit. And hurts their
But
state.
here's the benefit. Why do you think those were put in place?
Yeah.
Because people were abusing it.
Yeah.
People were abusing their rights as folks who run companies to take care of their people correctly.
For profit. People who profit will always win that
but
war.
you know, it's unfortunate because I asked today what exactly we use coal for.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
These days. Now I watched the Crown.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Okay. So there was a shot in the Crown where she's looking out the window. She can't see anything.
Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah.
You know, she cannot see anything because of the coal smoke that England went through. And when I tell you can't see anything, can't see anything. And so what would we be heating with coal? Would we be, I mean, is it a coal-fueled car? What is it?
No, I mean, there's been this transition from coal to cleaner forms of energy. And in fact, because natural gas is so prevalent now and it's abundant and it's cheap, utilities aren't really checking for coal anymore. If you look at the stats, I think there are only about 57,000, it sounds like a lot, but 57,000 workers in the coal industry.
But why can't
there
we?
really aren't a lot of
But here's
people
my
working
question,
there.
because I know there used to be an agency in the government that would retrain people who had lost it. I don't know if the agency still exists because so many things have disappeared, but it would retrain people who had jobs in these industries and retrain them to something that is more.
Well, then you'd have to invest money in retraining people on their.
Right, but we have the money. It's there.
It's there.
Why?
Yeah, that's true. That's a great
So
point.
what are they going to do with the money? What are they doing with the money?
That's what I
The
wanna
problem
know.
is also, though, you need those industries to be boosted up somehow. Like, you remember you had that big controversy over Solyndra, which was a green energy company that got government money and then collapsed. So you have to find a way in the private sector to have these industries that are healthier. Look, I want cleaner air. I'm deeply, deeply concerned. I suffer from terrible allergies. I can't live in a place that's polluted. So and a lot of people feel like that. I mean, we live in New York City, and I can't even bear that. And then you look at some of these photos, and you live in fear of what could happen without some form of regulation. But there has to be a way for these industries, these green energy industries, within the private sector, within the free market, to be propped up, and then these people potentially to be retrained, because a lot of this stuff is going to be out of date.
When there's a will, there's a. If they wanted to do it, they could do it.
But to hold on to this right now is not, it's a short-term fix, because ultimately this is an outdated problem.
Right.
So you want jobs, you need innovation at this point. We need people creating new jobs. I know there were some factories, I'm from Iowa, and there were factories that were being turned over to make those big windmills.
Yes.
Like, there
Wind and
are
solar
new
are the
places
future.
that would demand new jobs.
Yeah.
The idea that Trump has minimized this to Obama chose the environment over jobs, these two things have to coexist because the environment has no border. It's not about a U.S. problem, it's a world
I
problem.
mean, to go to the States is kind of crazy too, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't
Go to the States?
To get people make it a state issue. I mean, where there's wind from New Jersey.
you can't make it
well,
a
they're just
state
looking
issue.
at the Constitution. Some people feel that the EPA oversteps its bounds. I understand the need for some regulation
It's all
on this
people
industry.
who don't live in places.
Right.
You know, all these folks who are fetching about this, you know, they're not the ones whose children are going to be suffering from whatever you're dumping. And look at Flint.
Yeah.
Right.
Just look at Flint.
Yeah.
You know, if he had removed this a year ago, 2 years ago, do you know those people would be up the creek without a paddle? They would have nowhere to turn to say, what the hell are you people dumping in our water? They
Even
would
if
have
they
no
removed the EPA.
they would not be able to do that.
You have to care about the people. Like, I care deeply also about these people who are in these coal-rich states that depend on this money. So you need a politician that, like you're saying, supports innovation and cares about the
Clinton
people.
supported that innovation, and everybody came down on her. She specifically wanted a transition from coal production to wind and solar.
But
that was
also,
her
it
platform.
has to
And
come
it's
from
good
the
for
coal
private
miners
market,
either, though.
too.
They're down in these holes. Like,
It's the point that I
the
always
only
make,
option
you know,
they have, though, sometimes.
Years and years and years ago, all those men and all those families that were the coal families who were working in those mines, when they collapsed, it was like people were angry at them because the mine collapsed. Nobody said, hey, man, if you strengthen the walls in the mine, they won't collapse. If you stop doing X, Y, Z, they won't collapse. The miners were saying this.
Yeah.
They were dying from black lung. And so they were forced, the companies were forced to put these help things in place.
Well, this particular administration is also against unions, and unions very often will protect the worker from what you're describing.
But it also needs
They're
to come
against
from the
that
private
too.
sector.
Okay, hold on.
So much for caring about the working person.
We'll be right back. So, I think we have to preface this story by first saying that the TSA has now changed the way they do their pat-downs. Okay? We weren't aware of this. So when we saw this video that was posted on Facebook of a mother whose son has sensory disorder getting a TSA pat-down that lasted a full 2 minutes, mom and son were detained for a full 45 minutes, ended up missing their flight. We all want to be safe, but shouldn't they tell us that? Because watching the TSA agent is very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because he's checking in places where, you know, you can't touch me. I would end up in jail. I would end up in jail. But they've combined, because I guess at one point they could, you know, they'd pat you down this way, and then another person, they'd pat you down over here.
It's like different sections.
Yes,
Five different procedures, and as of March 2nd, they've combined all of the procedures into one, which travelers are finding extremely invasive, and that's what you saw. In fact, they can use the back of their hands for pat-downs over sensitive areas of the body now, and they can also check your breasts, your groin, your buttocks. And they're supposed to tell you in anticipation of this now sort of intensive procedure, but I didn't hear about it. I mean, I didn't see any public service announcements.
I know that they're gonna, you know that they're gonna pat you down, but if you're gonna change how you do it, wouldn't it be smart to let us know as the people you're gonna be patting down?
Right?
Like,
because we were also outraged this morning, and then my researcher found all this information.
It's different because when I went to Disney, I have been getting pat down. That machine freaks me out where you stand in there and you put your hands up. I'm like, what can they see? What can they not
what they
see?
can say? I'm not going to sleep with
Somebody told
them.
me about your DNA. That freaks me out.
I know, it freaks
and
you
I'm
out.
claustrophobic. I'm like, keep me out of that machine. So I've been doing pat downs for a long time, and they used to be very simple. And then when we went to Disney, I didn't get an explanation that anything had changed, but it was very long and it was very detailed, and I was uncomfortable because I didn't know. Now, if I had known going in, if they had told me, I would have been mentally prepared, but I think part of it is the shock.
Now I'm getting a complex because no one touched me like that.
I didn't get touched. No,
I didn't get it either.
Did you get it?
No, I didn't get it.
it's the sweatpants.
What were you wearing?
No, you know how I travel. I've been like sweatpants.
That's true. She does. She looks like
What about the radiation is
That's what I was
Are you
concerned
nervous about your eggs,
I don't like
or
to
what are you nervous
put like conspiracy theory out. But
She's nervous about her eggs, I think.
I don't go in any machine.
before we go on to the eggs, can we just finish this conversation up?
Sorry.
I think it would have been nice to give a heads up, like that this is changing.
How can we help them? Where should they put these?
Twitter, that's where everyone does it
Public
these
service
days.
announcements.
Right.
Put it on a website, tweet it out.
Approaching the gate where they say like don't carry
Procedures have
weapons or
changed.
shampoo or anything else.
And
Like
then what should they say?
like you're gonna feel this.
Beware of pat down.
It's going to be intense.
I mean, maybe they can make a music video.
Oh, I love that.
Maybe
Like
they
Virgin
can make
Atlantic, that one video
a
they
music video about the new
With
pat
the-
down.
Do the Macarena.
Yeah. I mean, just to say, this is what's coming. This is what's coming. Ooh.
And with the Michael Jackson move.
I see another job for you right there.
That's right. I long to do these things because I get really angry when you don't give me a heads up. Because I feel like, come on, it would have taken 4 minutes, and you have the money. You have the money to tell me everything else. Let me know you're going to be feeling me in ways that I may not be comfortable with.
I like your idea, though, because the other issue is that people don't pay attention because it's boring or they're not going to read a brochure. But if you make it fun and interesting, I feel like people will pay attention.
Or put it on the sign. You're in line for 4 hours. I read them like books. Like if you just put
But
it
if
on
you
there.
show people, it's
Why
different.
there for
If you show
45 minutes? But the kid was patted down, the mother was patted down. Now what?
It's I don't know. It's insane.
I have a statement from TSA,
Oh,
actually.
yes?
Okay.
TSA allows for a pat-down of a teenage passenger, and in this case, all approved procedures were followed to resolve an alarm of the passenger's laptop.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, then why don't they pat down the laptop?
And we will be right back. Welcome back. So a lot of people thought James Blunt's 2004 hit You're Beautiful was a touching love song, but Blunt says it is anything but that. In a new interview, he says, listen to the lyrics, because it's about a guy who's high as a kite on drugs, stalking somebody else's girlfriend. Now, as it turns out, there's plenty of songs like that. Did any of them surprise you? I know you guys have...
Brown-eyed girl. I never thought of this. They said a lot of times a bride will dance with her father.
that one.
Well, okay. Because it says, sometimes I'm overcome thinking about making love in the green grass behind the stadium with you.
Oh.
A bride and her father. My brown-eyed girl. Things you just never paid attention to.
You know which one threw me off? You remember The Weeknd, Can't Feel My Face? I can't feel my face when I'm with you. Apparently, it's about cocaine and drug dependency. That's why you can't feel your face. I had no idea. And the other one was...
That's romantic.
I know, I had no idea.
What did you think it was
I thought it was a love story.
What's the other one?
And I did.
I can't feel my face is a love story?
I can't feel my face when I'm with you because
Like
I'm just so
smiling
overcome
big.
with
I'm like,
emotion.
I I'm so happy.
Anyway, the other one was D'Angelo's Brown Sugar. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Brown Sugar, babe. I
Okay,
get
just
high.
tell us what it is. Stop saying,
You
what
don't
is
like
it?
my voice? I know it's horrible. I thought it was an ode to like brown skinned women, but it's an ode to marijuana.
What about my milkshake brings all the boys to the...
Yeah.
Okay, you.
Okay.
What is it about?
I can't talk about it.
All right.
It's that bad.
Oh, really?
The other one.
Yeah, it's really bad, Sonny. I thought it was like my buns shaking.
I am in shock that you
Not
guys
bad.
don't listen to the lyrics of
I
stuff.
listened. I didn't know what a milkshake was. I thought it came through a straw.
I think he's...
Ew.
Don't touch-
Okay, let's move. Yeah.
Blurred Lines. She sings that song. I'm not even going to sing
Yeah.
this, but you know you want it.
I hate that. So I love the song because I walk to it.
Yeah.
But you know you want it. You know. It's like, really?
No idea.
Do you know, maybe
yeah.
it's because we don't ever see liner notes anymore. So no one learns the lyrics to anything.
Yeah.
So no one ever realizes that if you actually read the lyrics, it's like, oh, really?
No.
It's
They used to do, a lot of the weddings had a song called More. Did anybody know they're more than the greatest?
Yeah.
That's at all the weddings that I used to go to. Well, that's about cannibalism. It's about about cannibalism.
Eating what?
Yes, I guess that's what they mean by more. Have some more?
Not s'more. That would be black
S'more.
folks.
It's about cannibalism, animal slaughtering, and mutant animals
writes songs
resulting
about
from
that?
nuclear fallout. It's from a movie called Mondo Cane.
Yeah.
And it's more,
And
but
people played it
they
at weddings?
dance to their song
Yes.
constantly. More.
Because it's beautiful.
Man, they'll
It's a
love
beautiful
that.
song.
Yeah.
It's the beat,
But it's
too.
kind of crazy. Hey, Dancing with the Stars contestant.
So different.
Whew. Nancy Kerrigan, I guess, had a little meltdown last night, and I guess this is what set her off.
To hear, compliments was really hard.
There you go. You look amazing.
Okay.
Hey.
Is trying to give me a compliment and I don't like it. I can't take it.
I have trouble believing when someone compliments me because people were always criticizing me.
Yeah, I get it. I never knew how to take compliments well. It's always an awkward moment for me. I think part of it is that sometimes it's not sincere, and you can tell that someone's being nice, but they don't really mean it. But also, I think women, I don't want to speak for all women, but I always felt like from being a little girl that I was judged all the time. Like I always wanted to be a guy actually growing up because I said, I wonder what it feels like to walk down the street and not be judged by your entire appearance the second you open your door. And I have a lot of guy friends that say, I wouldn't trade and be a woman because you guys have it harder, because it's true. We're objectified from minute one.
Would you really want to be a man?
I think it would be, when I'm stressed out, I often say I think it would be an easier life. When I'm really stressed out and I'm
Grass
tired
is
of
always
this,
greener.
That's true.
One bad zipper move and you want to come. I'm just saying. That take you down right quick.
That's true.
I don't want that.
There are those issues.
Yeah.
I don't like compliments. I'd rather have a paycheck myself. But
Well said.
Why can't you have both?
Yeah.
Why can't you have a paycheck and a compliment?
Yeah.
You know?
That's right.
I think it's sad she's that, like it's
So
that
emotional.
deep for her.
Well, growing up as a competitive figure skater, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well,
a lot
then
of
there was
heat.
the turning
Yeah,
point.
it's very hard.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Get it.
But
I get
what
it.
I do know is we're going to go and we'll be right back.
Not sad.
A pillow that claims to help you sleep better and look younger? A brush that straightens your hair? We partnered with vendors for a half off a magical View Your Deal next. This week on The View, we're serving up
Big hot topics.
We're talking big.
and you know we're having fun, because look who's hitting The View. Katie Holmes and Katie Seagal.
Wait, there's more.
This Friday is a home run, cuz.
Joining us is a real man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, we do, Joy. Because Alex Rodriguez co-hosts. It's all this week on the Emmy-nominated View.
Now, how can you resist with this. Today's View Your Deal might make you look younger, hotter, and also has something for every room in your house. Plus, we partnered with vendors for at least half off everything while supplies last. So let's get shopping with lifestyle expert Jackie Moran.
Hi, everybody. I mean, if that doesn't sound like a party, what does?
I mean, you didn't leave anything out there.
Beauty on
Hotter,
the go.
younger, done.
I know, exactly. So, not that you need any help, Sarah, but let's get into it.
Need a little help.
Let's kick it off with kitchen accessories. This is Epare.
Okay.
They have a wider range of kitchen accessories, and I absolutely love the drinkware, everybody.
These
they
are
have
cute.
everything from mugs to tumblers,
the bubbly
champagne flutes if you want to be fancy. What I love about this is it has a double wall construction, and what that does is it keeps your liquids hot and cold longer. So guests will love that if you like to have a party at home.
Yeah.
Or if you love to cook at home. This is about making
Those
food
things.
prep fun. I don't know about you, Sarah, but in my household, I am #2 in command out of 2 people. That's not a great track record. But I am the sous chef. My boyfriend is the head chef. So some of these accessories I would definitely use as the sous chef. This is scissors you can use instead of a knife to snip your herbs. They have everything from milk frothers to salt and pepper mills. They have a great arrangement. You have to look online.
It's
they have
the
the whole
whole
assortment.
set. Now, what is our deal today?
Okay, so normally they range anywhere from $12 to $35. Today we're going 50% off, $6.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a lot of clapping because I'm really excited
Keep
about
clapping.
it.
I love these. You were describing these to me.
Let there be light with Premier products, everybody. These are light switch sets, and basically what you do, let there be light, right? Basically, you can either stick it on the wall, anywhere where electricity...
Like in closets where they don't have the light.
Think closets, cabinets, anywhere where electricity can't be found. I'd love to create my own glam room with this one. You can take it on the go, use it as
camping, everything.
Flashlight alternative, or it has a magnetic or an adhesive back, so you can put it on any dry surface,
That's
everybody.
amazing.
So the different sets range anywhere from $30 to $40. Today we're going 50% off, $15 to $20 per set.
Awesome.
Okay. Now,
This is my favorite one just because of the name.
don't take this the wrong way, everybody, but wake up and smell the poopery. Yes, these are...
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, she said poop.
We're talking about it, okay? These are bundles. They are actually toilet spritz or shoe spritz bundles. The motto says it all. Spritz the bowl before you go, and no one will ever know, because I like to be a lady
do it
even in the
before?
bathroom. Yes, you do it before. What you do is it creates the essential oils, create a film in the toilet. A mom created this, the mom of boys. It masks,
Of course, it was a mom of boys.
It masks the odors, and you flush, and nobody has to know your
citrus
business.
smell is strong.
It's
I
very
like
good.
it.
This was one of my favorite housewarming gifts ever. This is great for college kids. I know, but it's amazing. It's one of my favorite products.
What's our deal today?
Okay, so today, normally they range, they are about $50 for the 4-bottle set. Today we're going more than half off, everybody, $24.
That's amazing.
Okay, now, reading glasses have never been so
These
thin
are
and
so
flexible.
cute.
These are thin optics, okay? You literally pinch them on the bridge of your nose. Oh, hi, Whoopi. Are you feeling the potpourri?
Well, you know, sometimes you let it go.
You could literally, do you want some reading glasses, Whoopi? I could see you like glasses.
I'm good with the glass thing.
Okay,
I'm good
you
with the
can-
glass thing.
I don't want to miss this one. We got to get to our deal.
You can literally put these in your pod, stick it on your phone, and go. 3 strengths, okay?
How much are these?
Originally $20 to $30, everybody. Today we're going 50% off, $10 to $15. All right.
What is this?
Whoopi missed the pillow, okay? This is
this
the
is
night
nice.
pillow, luxury at its best, right? This has a silk pillowcase built in. And you know, my grandma was in fashion.
My
for
grandma
many
did this forever because the cotton pulls your moisture out of your cheeks.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, they actually, what the silk pillowcase does, everybody, is it helps to promote more beautiful hair, more beautiful skin. So it's a beauty.
Keeps you
thing
young,
built in.
guys. Younger and hotter.
There's the younger and hotter. Your bedroom is your sanctuary. Now it's removable, machine washable. It's memory
All
foam
important.
in there. And the black actually helps promote sound sleep, like a sleeping mask. Why it's black.
But
you
how
know?
much is it?
Okay, originally $150. Today we're going more than half off, $69. And shipping. Okay. Now, okay, this was the glam room hit. We were using this backstage. backstage, everybody. Wouldn't it be amazing in this rainy New York City day if every day could be a good hair day?
Yeah.
Now it can with the Daphne hair straightening brush. Literally, this heats up. You don't have to have a straightener anymore. It's built in. One setting, 365 degrees. You literally brush your hair smooth and straight. So you don't have to have multiple tools anymore.
That is one of those things you say, duh.
It's like your own built-in glam squad. Everybody is racing for this one, okay? This is an amazing, it went viral when this first came out. So
how much?
Originally $150. Today, we're going half off, $75. Oh, she's back!
Our thanks to Jackie Moran. The clock is ticking, people. You have 24 hours to grab any of these exclusive deals at viewyourdeal.com. And members of our audience are going home with gifts from Epure, Poopery, and Premier Light Switches. We'll be right back. Did I say it right?
House tomorrow.
Welcome back. For the past 4 decades, the Gracie Awards have been celebrating women across all forms of media, and I'm very proud to say that The View has won a Gracie Award for Best Entertainment Talk Show. When you think that it was named for Gracie Allen, I mean, there's no real funnier person.
She was funny.
She was really funny.
Well, we're nominated for Emmys all over the place this year. Plus, we won this. We must be doing very well here.
I don't know, but, you know, people don't let us down. Our fans are our fans. They don't always like what we say, but they come back.
We love our fans.
We love our fans, but they don't always like what we say or how we say it. Yeah. But they always come back because the thing that they know about this show is you won't be bored.
Yeah.
You won't be bored when you watch The View. So, thank you for coming live. Thank you for watching. We want you to have a great day, everybody, and take a little time to enjoy The View.
Breaking news in Harrisburg. This just happened. You can see behind me, the bus has fallen into the sinkhole in the street here.